What's happening, folks? It is more official than a ref for the whistle. You're posting me, the G.O. rated PG, and as always, not always, but welcome back. We have my broski.
Oh, that's my introduction? Oh,
it is.
I'm Cap Drowski.
And we have our very, very special guest, my homegirl who's on her way to the top. Make some noise for Comedienne Keonna Scott. Hey folks, you can follow me on Instagram at P Diddy Bopper. That's P Diddy, then the B. You're gonna see a skinny nigga that look like me.
And I'm KAPDROSKI. I'm the first white guy to pop up.
And of course, I am Comedienne Keonna Scott.
And how you spell that for those who are phonetically deaf?
And not
Oh, wow. Well, it's COMEDINNIE. Keonna, which is KEONNA. Scott, the tissue you wipe your ass with. Everybody should know that.
That's that TT, you feel me?
No underscore?
No, straight through. No underscore.
No underscore.
You'd be surprised what name you look for underscore.
Bruh, my name Lil Magic Bullet underscore underneath after the B, because the U was like, you fucking with me, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's
Bruh,
just straight through. So
I
it's
went
no
through
how
to try to do something for the merch for Comedy Drip. Bro, it's not even a fucking page. Still had to put comedy underscore drip.
Wow.
That's why I'm like, bro, I feel like a bunch of people do it, lose their email address or whatever, and they just like, all right, well, that's,
Yeah, they leave it.
that's just them.
But do you have any shows coming up? Now, I have the list here that we spoke of before. Wow.
Yes.
Now, this is quite the extensive list, folks. She's giving you about 15 opportunities to fuck with her in the span of 4 days.
Oh my God, it's crazy. But I'm blessed. So tomorrow I'll be at Laughing Skull. That's the 31st. The first I'll be at Brew House. They having a 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
New owner, okay. So I'm back at it. it. So I'll be headlining there, and August 3rd I want you guys to pull up on me because I'll be at Relapse. I'm supporting Lauren and Cameron Keys. The pull out.
Boo! Lauren Knight beat me in competition, took $500 out my hand, so
you got a little envy.
No, she did her thing.
She did her thing, right?
It was funny as fuck.
Ladies represent.
Funny as hell.
Yeah, she was a hell.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so that'll be there August 3rd. So I want people to pull up there. Definitely Uptown Comedy Corner, August 8th. Jay Lee Thomas, he presents Do She Comedy Tour. Of course, female lineup is dope. It's gonna be at Uptown Comedy Corner. So that's all female lineup. Real dope, man.
It's a hot girl summer.
Yes, baby. Yes. August 9th, I'm doing Laugh Love, which is at a church.
Amen.
So I'm doing a clean set, right?
Oh.
Get all that, bad energy and spirit about me.
Right.
Then I go and do my clean
set. You don't want to pay bills, goddamn.
So I'm going to do it. So it's dope though. It's a lot of different acts. They have music. It's definitely PG.
How you feel about it now, clean comedy, doing it now versus how you felt? Because this ain't your first clean show.
No.
So how do you feel about it now that you know, like, oh, this is it. This is what it is.
It was, at first I was like, whatever. Like, like when I first was hearing about clean comedy, I'm like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, what I do. Like, that's how I looked at it. That's how I pictured it. That's how it was just in my mindset like that.
Yeah.
But when I was introduced, actually, because you're able to peep out your audience.
Yeah.
And I remember.
As long as you're not first.
Yeah. You're able to pick out your audience. I remember a guy by the name of Ali. He came up to me and he was doing a school fundraiser, and he was like, "I wanted you to be a part of it." And I went in there and I saw like a lot of older women that were like my mom, my grandmother's age, my aunts and stuff like that. And I was like, I just can't do the stuff that I do usually. Like I just can't. I was like, I have to do something.
They ain't trying to hear about what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, so I was like, I have to do something a little different. And everybody was surprised because if you would have heard the way he introduced me, he was like, y'all better cover y'all ears. She about to give it to you.
Get your Bibles out.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me about that.
I told you about that. So he was like, it's about to be crazy. Please don't mind her, but she's a very funny girl. And I was like, oh my God.
That's so like to bring up.
That
was
good as
like to bring up, but I actually really was excited because it was like standing ovation. So everybody in the back was like, wait, ball on was like, you do clean? Like everybody.
Like I heard this when you say, yeah, I got a clean show. I said, huh? Like, are there going to be people?
But that's the thing about comedy. You have to be able to adapt to each and everybody. Like, and these are kids that's gonna be there and stuff like that. So, you know, I have to be able to adapt and not make these kids feel like, okay, she's just talking to our parents. No, I'm gonna talk about you guys too. I'm gonna talk to you. So it's dope though. Now I have a really, really different outlook and different view on it.
Well, I don't know if everybody else spoke to you after it, but the level of excitement you had. So this is your lane now.
It felt good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I spoke to you about it. Like, it
about
really
an hour
felt
about it. Like, yeah.
It felt really, really good because people were like, and for the people to walk up to me like, oh my God, you clean set. Oh my God, it was lovely. We loved it.
Can
Not
I get a
too much
picture with
cursing. I was like, oh my God. And I didn't even know, like, and Tyrone, Ty Dixon, his aunt was there. I didn't even know. She was there, and I was on the phone with him talking to him, and she was like, did she do a school fundraiser over there in East Point? And just put it out there, and I was like, she was like, yeah, she was very good. She was not cussing a lot. Everybody else, like, we did the opposite. People expected me to do all the cussing, and then misbehaving went up there and did all the cussing, and I did the clean set. So we did, it kind of like backfired a little bit on him, but it came out good for me.
What was it like for you?
Hold on. You still have a show on the 15th as well.
Yes, 15th. I will be in at the Buckeye. I will be in Tucker or whatever. So I'm doing a show there. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, make sure you got all the gas in your car.
It's Tucker. This is my first time going to Tucker, so I'm really excited. So is it far? I mean, you know, when you look.
Let me ask you this is how everybody in Atlanta describes shit. You ever seen the sign for it?
No.
It's that far.
Okay.
That's exactly how far it is.
And then
I mean, I'm okay with it because I'm okay with it. It's my first time in Tucker. And if you'll drive
Who else does
for something that you love.
right, if it's what you really want to do.
If it's really what you want to do and you really want to showcase your talent to these people, you'll do it. So the drive is nothing.
Right.
Honestly, that's when you figure out.
To North Carolina, I got a hoopty, so like
I made it on prayer.
I be on there like, baby, please.
And then you're in Chicago.
Yes, I will be in Chicago, the 22nd to the 25th for Chicago Funny Women Festival. So that's like major dope for me. I'm really excited.
3 days. You doing? Is it like multiple shows in a day, or is it like?
So
I might be up there.
yeah, so it's like I'm really excited, just humbled, because it comes to a point where you be like, oh my God. Nobody's messing with me. Nobody's calling me. And now it's like I have so many, like, people like, oh, such and such recommended you. Such and such recommended you.
Right.
Like, it's amazing. You just got to be humble, though, you know, because it does take for you to get to your breaking point. You do go through a lot of drama in comedy, so it comes to that breaking point.
Couple
and when
of
you're like
sets.
right there.
Couple of bad
I try to tell people all the time, 3 months. People don't believe me, but I tell them, like, and now, you know, I'm 100% honest about my stuff. 3 months straight bombing.
Yeah.
People, like, no boo, no nothing. It was like,
just watching.
your outfit is nice.
Damn.
That's horrible. Like, they walk right past you and be like, yeah, you did good, sir. You like, what?
You standing right next to them and they're like, excuse me, hey bro, you killed that shit out there.
And then you think somebody felt you. Like, you think somebody felt you. They walk up to you, they be like, your outfit is nice. Where did you get your shoes from? You be like, you know what?
Damn.
I ain't gonna throw nobody on the bus, but that shit happened last night. Like, not what you think you did, but it happened to you with somebody else bombing. So he up there moping and shit on the side of the stage, like, they go the way I thought it. 5 people walk past, shake his hand. Before they use the bathroom, they didn't even touch their dick first. They shake his hand. It was like, hey man, good job.
I literally was standing there, I was like, yeah, that whole shit was ass.
So
that whole thing
there was
was
a comic on stage struggling.
Oh.
I ain't gonna say his name. It wasn't even people you think it is. I can't even remember his name because he was traveling, but he was up there struggling. Got off stage. I think we said, hey man, good shit. Like, everybody else just kind of walked past him. He comes back out after some dude shakes Pierre's hand and says, good job again, and then tells Piere he did a good job. Everybody else kind of looking at him like, don't give that bad mojo guy. And he just walked the fuck. That's why I was like, bro.
But you know, a lot of people expect a lot, though. Like, when it comes to comedy, like, this is my thing. My thing now that I'm learning. Because I still got a lot to learn.
And comedy is different perspective from comedian versus fan.
It is.
So we ain't always comedians. Sometimes
a lot of
just
people
fans.
have to understand, like, when you're doing comedy, you have to 100% do whatever it is that you do. Never change who you are. Because I remember when I first, people was like, no, you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to do this, and it's going to get better. And I bombed. 3 months straight, trying to
Trying to do
listen
what everybody
to what
else.
you was telling me to do, and it did not work.
But
so you have to be
you ain't
comfortable
listen
within
to it
yourself.
right, because you know what that really means? You have to commit to the bit. That's what they mean now. Like, looking at it in hindsight, it's like, oh, people saying, you need to do this, you need to be... It's like, no, that's how they commit to the bit.
Right.
They're trying to explain to you how they commit, and it's like, all right, you got to commit in whatever way.
No, it wasn't that. It was them telling me actually like, oh, you need to be like this person. Such and such does it all the time. Do this. And I'm like...
Were these people doing comedy?
No.
Oh, okay.
They were...
That's all.
They were... Most of them were like promoters,
So muggles.
club owners.
Muggles, non-magic folk.
Yeah, we call them muggles.
So stuff like that. But I tell people like, don't expect a lot when you see me at an open mic. I do just enough. Don't expect a paid. Don't expect a
Don't
paid
expect
show.
me to like act out my jokes.
Yeah,
And,
don't do that. Don't expect
That's
that.
what,
When you see me
you
at an
hurting
open
yourself
mic,
doing that.
when you see me at an open mic, I'm working on material.
Yeah.
How else am I supposed to build my 30, my hour, whatever it is? How am I supposed to know what jokes work if I don't work them out? I can't keep coming back
And trying
doing
to
the
work it for the
same
crowd.
set. I can't keep doing that. I have to get these jokes in order because it fits somewhere in my bed.
And you have to make it at least fit in flush.
Exactly,
At least make it
like,
seem
so
like you're
it's
not
like-
reaching for something else. And
Yeah, like I want to be able to get to that point where I'm not pondering, like where I'm not like,
Trying to
and
figure out
what you gonna
subject
say
to go,
next or what
yeah.
you're gonna go to. Like I want it to be able to flow, and that takes time, that takes years, that take commitment. So it happens.
Side note, I think I'd pass the fuck out laughing if I saw Fat Man Deezy running around like Cat Williams.
Oh my
Like, just
God.
trying, like, oh, I want to know if it worked.
Bro, I seen Fat Man DZ like turn up. That nigga was like dancing on stage, and I was like, I have never seen this nigga move like that before. Like
I like
It might
that.
be the last joke, bro.
Well,
I
nah,
really
No, like to
do.
me, like for somebody who isn't, I tore my ACL and then started doing comedy. So I've never had any thought process of dancing on that fucking stage. So Fat Man Deezy's, Johan says, like even Keto to an extent because he does most of his acting out the upper part of his body. Like those are people who I look at and say, okay, I need to watch that, not watch
Mo Williams.
Yeah, like a Mo Williams, somebody who literally made it to the highest plateau of Atlantic comedy by just being himself. Like, bro, I'm
Animated.
not him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not animated.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a blunt with you, but I'm not gonna dance after the fact. Like, that's just me. Everybody know that. Like,
I love Fat Man DZ. I saw him recently. We was at Hurricane Room together, and we both was trying to win that little Cash App thing they had.
We were both trying to win that.
We both trying to win.
Kind of like how Lauren did me.
I was upset. I was a little upset because I had got beat. I had got beat by a new guy. Like he was new, like 4 times on stage. But I give it to him. Dude was funny. Straight up, dude was like hilarious, and I respected that. I came in second. I always come in like second or third, especially if Dirty up there. Dirty South is in the building.
It's over.
It's over. Like I'm not even like I always come second. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a dope show. It was dope. And I saw him and I told him, I said, man, you just cool, man. Like it don't make no sense. Like just the way you talk. Like I know women just be like. I know they just pull their pants down. He like, no, they don't be doing that, man. I'm like, I know they do, man. Like, cause it's just the tone. And then as soon as I said that, after he came on stage, like 3 other guys was telling him, like, man, you just too cool, man. Like that little laid back, like voice, like that. He's like, yo, that shit crazy. I'm like, I looked at him like, told you.
But if you walk in the room and just saw him smiling for 30 minutes, we would think he a serial killer. Right? So I'm just like, nah,
he about to rob somebody.
He want to let y'all know his teeth is clean. He brushed his teeth.
You just saw some
Because he
big
does
titty
have a
girl with no
beautiful
problem. Something happened. Something's wrong. He can't just be in the room smiling, bro. Nobody with a beard that don't have to line it up can just sit there and look happy.
Right.
That makes you look.
Crazy.
So let me ask you this, Keonna. What got you started in entertainment? Did you start off doing comedy, or were you in theater or anything?
No, I was just no. But
And why?
I want to say, just for people who don't know, Keonna has a real job at it. Any day can shit on anybody's comedy. Anybody love comedy? Oh, when I got 250, bitch, that's lunch.
No, but you know what? Like I'm a nurse. I'm a registered nurse. I've been one for 6 years, and I really I started off writing. Like I started off like. just writing and doing, like, I love comedy though. Like, that's what people don't understand. Like, I love comedy. And I just started like writing or whatever. And like, if you honestly knew me, because I'm originally from New Jersey, so a lot of people was like, man, you just hood funny. Like, I was always class clown.
Right.
Like, even through high school, I was like class clown. So a lot of people was like, man, you just hood funny, man. I'm like, where's born, man? I'm gonna get into the business, man. I swear to God, man.
Where's born?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was serious. They was like, man, ain't nobody gonna fuck with you like that, man. Like, you funny, man. They ain't gonna accept that type of stuff. Like, so it was kind of like crazy. So I started doing like little small rooms, like in New York or whatever like that. And I started meeting like different people, whatever. And I was like, you know what? Something gotta change. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not.
But what's a small room in New
like,
York
when I say,
for Atlantic comedy? We don't know.
Well, let's not say. I'm not gonna say a small room, but because ain't no room small. No room is small. Period. So let me not say that. But I started off like with small stuff, like like I never talked about my job.
Okay.
Like, never got paid. Like, I was just going to this room. They was like, oh, okay, you can go up. But everybody else on the show was getting paid. But I can't expect it because I'm practicing. I'm practicing. And it was like, okay, they laughing because I was talking about stuff that was relatable. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I live in the hood. I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying?
I know that place.
So everybody like, you know what I'm saying? They in New York, so you talking about Brooklyn, Manhattan. So it's familiar to them. You understand? Like, it's familiar. So I was like, dang, something gonna have to change, man. I'm gonna have to make a move, cause like, I'm just basically, it's like, yo, I'm really just everywhere, like in everybody's face, but nobody like, all right, who are you again? Like,
not
who are you? Like, you ain't, like, what? Okay. So I was like, yeah, this is gonna have to change, man. So I wound up, I was traveling at the time, nursing, and I wound up in Atlanta. And I had like a few clients, and I was down here for like 8 months. 8 months. Catering to my clients. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start getting into, I start seeing all these like start meeting different people in Atlanta and stuff like that. So I was like, man, I'm gonna try this, man. For real.
Where was the first place you went to do comedy here in Atlanta?
Oh my God. The first place I went to, I can't even lie, was Apache's.
Okay. Apache's?
Yeah. I'm about to say, hey, depending on the night, you guarantee time, you guarantee a good crowd.
It was not good. It was like it wasn't good, but like everybody else was coming to me like, man, you did good, and I was just looking at him like, man, you ain't got a lie to me, bro. Like,
you ain't got a lie.
Like you ain't got a lie. But Apache was the first place I started. Like, I was like,
so you didn't do well in your mind, and when you got off stage, you thought
I didn't. Like, I'm not.
In my mind,
I'm not saying that they're
stupid,
lying.
Like.
I just thought that they were like, you know how people are. People try to be like very courteous, very nice to you. Don't nobody want to hurt your feelings, but I'm the type of person like, I'm okay with criticism. I think that is gonna make me, you know what I'm saying, much better.
Like, if you're being all courtesy and stuff, I might actually look at you sideways for it.
Exactly. And I remember meeting Elton Walker, and I was talking to him, and he took me to Atlanta Comedy Theater. And I kind of like lived up there. Anybody that know me know I lived in Atlanta Comedy Theater. Like, when I in my beginning of my
other
career.
Comics up there.
Exactly. Like, I lived in Atlanta Comedy Theater, and it took one person to say, you're gonna have to step out, because if not, this is where you always gonna be here.
But
like,
that
I was
ain't a bad place to be.
It's not.
You know
it's not. But I wasn't exploring other options.
They wanted you to do other things too.
Yeah, like, I was just there. Like, I was there. Do you understand? Like, they had something going on every night up there. I was there Monday through Sunday. Like, Monday through Sunday, working it out, bombing on stage, doing this, like, oh my God.
Bombing at the 10 o'clock show, killing at the midnight show, coming back the next day.
You're like, what is going on? So it was like confusing at first, but to be honest with you, I really, really always loved comedy, wanted to get into it. And I just was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. Yeah. Took a few shots.
Turn up.
I took a few shots. And I don't even do the shots now. Like, if you catch me down, I'm like, wine. Maybe a PBR.
Maybe a pass.
But I just, like, it really, really took balls for me to really, like, get up there. Like, you gotta really be, like,
I hear a lot of people saying this. You guys are so courageous to get up on stage. And I was like,
I'm a public speaking major, so that's talking in front of people.
That's different for you.
Yeah, that shit don't matter.
See, I have
when I get off
experience.
stage and somebody knock me upside my fucking forehead, Now I'm stressed. That's what I'm like. That's why I'm like, I don't get that. Like,
now I'm anxious. What do I do here? Do I choke him? Like,
no, but y'all don't understand. Like, it's crazy. And I remember talking to Erica Duchess, and like, I remember going to her room. And I was telling her, I was like, I ain't been doing it that long, you know, Erica. And I was like, I just came to see you, like, you know, I think you're dope, you funny, you know, blase, blase. And then she was telling, actually, Mr. C.
She was for
Kermittville, Mr. C. And it was his room. I think he had it out there in Marietta or something like that. It was Harold's something.
Harold's Ice Chicken and Ice Bar.
Yeah, but wasn't it? It was one in Marietta, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
There was one in Marietta, but I wasn't doing comedy there.
Yeah, I had did it, and she was there. Erica was actually the host, and I was like, you know, I haven't been doing that time. And she told me to see. She was like, well, she's trying to be a comedian. You know, she wants to be a comedian, and you know, it won't hurt giving no time. Right. And I was telling Erica, I was like, ooh. Like, you know, because I was like, I ain't
speak up for you like
when
that?
somebody speak up for you, I was like, in my head, I'm like, bitch, I ain't mean for you to say that.
Right. I just can't
roll
with you.
Support you. Like, hold up now. And I was telling Erica, I was like, Erica, I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about. She was like, what are you going through? What's going on in your life? Like, she really put it on the front page for me. Like, what's going on in your life? What you got going on? What about how many children you got? Okay, what's your job? Like, she just really put it out there. So
she really, you into getting the
basically, and it really, really worked. It really, really worked. Like, I actually did good. And actually, Vanessa Fraction was the headliner on that show that night. So that was good. That was amazing. And then the next time I went back, I thought I was going to do the same thing. It did not work. No. And I bombed in front of somebody that I fucking adore, Shima Franklin. Lord have mercy.
Oh, Shima cracks me the fuck up.
Oh, I did not want to bomb in front of her. And I think I did so bad. Shima was like, you know what, baby, here's my number.
Oh, she saw you hurt.
When you bomb in front of she like, Lord, because you know, she's somebody that I actually like, you know, really, really was like, yo, she dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just dope, so.
We got about 5 minutes left, but I'm going to ask the question, two-part question. What do you define as a bomb? And what was your most memorable bomb?
But you gotta answer what's your definition of bombing to define your bomb.
I mean, my definition of bombing is like, yo, a blank stare. When they staring at me, it's like you
accurate.
No, for real. Like, you ever had like somebody, like, it's just a stare. Like, it's like, it ain't even like.
I can't even describe it, but I know exactly.
They get off stage to ask you, so you got a dog? We got questions.
Like, it's crazy. And then my most memorable bomb. I would have to say, and I'm not gonna even lie, this was at Uptown. Yes, it was at Uptown and B-Tuck. Shake the keys. And like all the women was like, she's doing good. B-Tuck like shh with the keys and shit. I'm like, oh my God. So it was like really,
B-Tuck ain't shit.
I was like, this nigga ain't shit.
Bro, y'all would be bullied by that little dwarf. That nigga 5'5", be terrorizing.
He about 4 foot wide now, be tucking it.
I was like, but I had a good time though. You know what I'm saying? Although I bombed or whatever. And like I said, it was women there, so they was like, well, you know, I think you did good.
I think women have this like universal camaraderie with each other as well too, that men don't have. Yeah. Like if it's a room full of dudes and they see a dude's getting nervous and he probably needs some help, they'll start roasting that nigga. Yeah. Polar, but they see it like when a woman's drunk and she's like can't stand up there, random women like, oh my God, bitch, you okay? Let me get you. Are you okay? Men don't do that. We gonna be like, look at this goof ass nigga, stupid ass up.
Tried to step on Patrick Shoe yesterday.
Who?
Oh
Patrick Dalton.
Yeah,
he had on some white prison shoes. I was just about to fuck up his whole month. Give that big ass smudge.
Oh wow.
Do you remember why you bombed? Like, was your jokes not hitting, or were you just kind of nervous?
Was you not committing to the bit?
He's aggravating with this committee. No. Like, you know what? You have to understand and be prepared. This is what I learned far as like in the I thought that I would be able to get away in my mind. This is why I bombed. This is why I was bombing. But listening to other people, and at the same time thinking that because I'm naturally funny, it's gonna flow.
Like that everybody's gonna get it.
Yeah, and it doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. Being naturally funny does not work on roasts, battles. It don't work on none of that stuff. You have to prepare for whatever the situation is. Yeah. So, and I think that's why I bombed. I thought that because I was naturally funny, I would be able to get away with it, and it just did not work.
It can work, but you know what guarantees it won't work? when you try to go off your naturalness and come out and make the crowds, how y'all doing?
And then exactly, to be honest with you, but to be honest with you, I'm gonna keep it real with you, I was not like, also like you say, I was not committed to the bit either. Like, I wasn't, so.
Yeah, so I got a question because I talked about it with Lauren Knight like on the side. What do you think about female comedy, like just Atlanta comedy? Like, what do you think about it? Just what's your look at it?
I mean, I don't think nothing of it, to be honest with you. Like, I don't got no opinion on it. What you do is what you do. But what I have realized is that
people's perception of female comedy.
Like it's different. Cause like I said, it's cliquey down here.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And like I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't need to be in no clique. Like stay in my own. Like I remember people would post something and somebody would tag me in it. Then you would see another guy come and be like, I didn't even know she was that. She ain't even that funny. But tag another female comedian. But you dope. You should call a lady. Like, and I'm like, bruh.
That's hella
I have
weird.
never seen so many bitch ass niggas in my life.
It's a lot of weird. You find out a lot of weird shit about people when it comes to Atlanta comedy, because you also have these people who look at females and say, "Oh, I'm gonna just put a whole female show together and not vet them and not know." You know what I'm saying?
Just put a show of all women together because they're women and not know anything about it.
Let's say all these women
and all of them, and most of them, like the whole act be like, I try to do different stuff, to be honest with you. Like I want to be different,
original
like
female
because I do like so many of my jokes are easy to be hacked. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do.
They're relatable.
They are relatable. So a lot of people are able to be like, you know what, I could twist that and throw this. So now my jokes are now a little more personal, like about my life, about my job, about this, about that. So it's like people could still take that, but you could never tell it the way I tell it.
It's not like I need a recipe, but it is not gonna taste the same.
It's not gonna taste the same. And I try to be original, and then people send me videos. Send me, texts and be like, yo, somebody just did your joke. Hey, go to video. And I'll be like, dang, Mom, I was just on the show with you. Is it really that
the same person?
Is it that serious? You know what I'm saying? So I try not to, I try to maintain a relationship with all the female comedians. Just because you don't see me talking to them or because I don't hang with they clique, I don't need to be with niggas that are popular or motherfuckers that's popular in order for me to feel like, oh, I'm about to be somebody too. I just got my own lane, and as you can see, I'm busy, booked, blessed, and that's just it. Just minding my business, maintaining my lane. Because you can't tell people everything. You can't tell people nothing. Sometimes you try to give advice, and the first thing they say, well, I don't care what nobody say because, I'm going to get by because I'm cute. I'll be like, okay. If that's going to work for you, you know what I'm saying? When people talk about me and they mention Keonna, I want them to be like, you know what? This woman is hilarious. I don't want them to be like, she fine. Ass is fat.
Right.
And,
she ain't that funny, but she's fine.
I put her on stage though. I watch her walk back and forth across the stage, man. I don't want that. I want people to like my talent. Book me because of my talent. So I'm blessed. Like I said, for all the recommendations that people do throw my name out there and do be like, yo, holla at her. And I don't disappoint. So that's just a fact. So I appreciate that.
We down to the last photo. You got a question? Because I was going to ask the advice question. Something that
I ain't never heard of something. Go for it.
No, to say one is like, what's something that you wish somebody would have told you when you started doing stand-up that you found out by yourself?
And what's the most useful piece of advice that you've gotten so far? Because you get a lot of advice. A lot of people don't like talking to other folks about shit.
I know.
I done got a lot of phone calls from people. I talked to Keonna, she got it together.
To be honest with you, the most important advice that I ever got from somebody was be yourself. Because I started off, I told you, so many people, so many people are in your ear.
They just want the best for you, but they don't know what's best for you.
And it was like, I was trying to be this person, that person, and they was like, you need to act like her because you see her. And I'm like, ugh. It was just so much. And it was just be yourself. Always be yourself. Never
people
stray
don't know
away.
how to be themselves.
Yeah, because they don't know themselves.
Right.
So in the process of comedy, you do begin to learn yourself and be able to. You be like, oh my god,
that makes
I didn't even know
right.
that. You know what I'm saying? So you do that was just one of the best advice that I ever received. And as far as in comedy, just be yourself and keep doing you. You know what I'm saying? You can't listen to everybody.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody don't know anything because if they did, they would be where they should
somewhere
be.
else right now.
You know what I'm saying? And so you do. I do take advice, but I remember someone saying, everyone is for themselves. I always hear people say that, and I don't want people to think that. I know we all trying to be stars, but it's more than enough room for all of us to make a little money.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? All of us might not be stars, but I like certain people that I roll with. If I can't make it to a show or something, like I always recommend another name
100%.
or somebody else. Like I'm just not a hater. Like a lot of people feel like if you see me tagged in a post and you see me respond to the post, I'll be like, yo, I'm on top of it. Don't mean I got on top of it. Like, I probably, you know what I'm saying, got sidetracked and didn't get a chance to get on top of it. But don't be upset with me because somebody recommended me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the best advice. You just got to be yourself. Be yourself and write. Like, because if you don't write, some
people don't write.
Well, some people have the talent to go off their head and be able to get away with that, then that's just it. I remember hearing a comic says, I remember hearing a comedian, because he's a comedian, and I think it was Chris Rock. Was it Chris Rock? I think it was Chris Rock who said that, it might have been Chris Rock or Eddie Griffin. I remember it was one of them. And they said a comic is someone who says funny things. A comic is someone who, does funny stuff on stage. A comedian is someone who allows them into their life. The crowd feel like they know you. They feel like you're relatable. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, maybe that's what I need to do instead of worrying about, instead of worrying about, oh, she everybody talks about 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talks about 3 kids. Everybody talk about they got different baby fathers and stuff like that. It might be a true story with their minds, but it's funny. So a lot of people are going to laugh. That's what I'm saying. It's a hack. It's a hack joke. It's easy. So it's funny. So everybody talks about that. Everybody talks about it. So sometimes you just can't be upset. But when you put your own spin on it, and then that person do that, then you like, all right now.
See, I make ramen noodles, but I don't use water. Boy, I use chicken broth.
Yeah, bro.
He's like, what? You didn't know?
Bro, I remember my uncle shit on my whole family one year and made that shit for a baby.
Oh,
we was like, whoa, that nigga's
But we got about a minute left, folks, so we're going to shout out your Instagram one more time for your followers.
Yes, I'm Comedienne Keonna Scott.
Keonna Scott.
What's your Facebook?
Keonna Scott.
What's your Twitter?
Keonna Scott.
What's your Groupon?
I don't got no Groupon.
Well, folks, you can follow him at
KAPDROSKI. I'm the first white guy to pop up.
And I'm P. Diddy Bopper, and I'll be black. If that's all white with you, comedy drip, au revoir, we bid you adieu.
Bye.